hora de acción positiva. Today is Fabulous Fun Friday. Hey boys and girls, on Friday for Positive Actions, we take you to meet a friend out in our community. How about that, Miss Shayma?
That's really exciting.
That's really exciting. Now we're going to meet a special friend today, and we're going to hear what inspires them, what their favorite books are, and what positive actions they do every day out in the community. You know why?
Why?
Because we want you to do positive actions too.
Stay tuned, meet a new friend that cares about you.
You.
Have a great day. Bye.
Okay.
My name's Honesty, and the new word is role model. And in Spanish, modelo asistido.
Excellent. It's time for positive action. Hola.
Es hora de acción
Positiva. Positiva. Good morning, Super Scholars. Hey, boys and girls. It is fun, fabulous Friday where we get to meet friends in our community that care about you. And today I've got a really good friend of mine, and he is here to tell us a little bit about positive actions today. Can you please introduce yourself and say hello to the students in Morgan County?
Sure. Good morning. Hi, my name is Mr. Luke, and I am the State Farm Insurance Agent here in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, and I love volunteering in the schools.
Oh, Mr. Luke, can I call you Mr. Lukey Poo?
Yes, you can. Maybe one time.
Maybe one time. Okay, time is over. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, boys and girls, we happened to find Mr. Luke here at Warm Springs Intermediate, and guess what he was doing? Reading a book. It was wonderful. So what's the name of that program again?
It is Read Aloud.
Read Aloud. So how long have you been a reader for Read Aloud?
I believe the program has been in place here in Morgan County for over 5 years, maybe 5 or 6 years.
That's cool.
And I've participated every year, and I've had 3 or 4 different teachers and classes that I've read for. And this year I'm reading for Mrs. Young's 5th grade class.
Oh, they're lucky, aren't they? I bet you're a great reader. Coming up, boys and girls, maybe we'll get to see a little bit of Mr. Luke reading in the 5th grade classroom. So I know you said you work at State Farm, and you probably have to get back to the office, but if you have some time, can we ask you some questions?
I'll take some time.
Oh, you're awesome. Okay, first question, Miss Shayma.
Yes.
When you were a little boy, what you want to be when you grow up?
Oh my, well, you know, like a lot of little kids, I wanted to do what my daddy did.
Oh, really?
Take a guess what my dad did.
What was your dad? Was he a golfer? I know you like to golf.
No, he worked for State Farm Insurance.
Oh, that's right.
So I actually became what I wanted to do as a kid. I looked up to my father and also looked up to my mother. But my dad worked outside the home for State Farm, and so that's what I became.
I didn't know that. Hey, Morgan County Scholars, think about that. Maybe your mom or dad, if they do something that you would also like to do too. I know a long time ago, my mom was the secretary for Pastor Tom at the Presbyterian Church. I used to go to work with her, and I used to want to be able to type because she would always type. So when I was little, I wanted to type. You know what? I still type because I type the vlogcast.
Good.
Kind of like you, Mr. Luke.
Good for you.
Cool. All right.
That's cool.
Another
Yes.
question.
Uh-huh.
Tell the scholars, what is your favorite book or movie?
My favorite book or movie. Can I do both?
Sure.
My favorite book is the Babe Ruth story.
Babe Ruth. Who's
Yes.
Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth is a baseball player. And my favorite... Yes, exactly. And my favorite movie is Back to the Future.
Oh, Michael J. Fox.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, future. here.
Yes.
That's a great story.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, another question for you, Mr. Luke. I forgot what it was.
Did you do a positive actions today?
Positive actions. Well, would it count that I came to the school and read to the students?
Mm-hmm.
And I really was excited because the kids, they look forward to me coming, at least they seem to. When I come in, they all say, "Hi, Mr. Luke." And Mr. Luke's here for reading. So that makes me feel good. And so that's a positive action for me, and that sets my day, that starts my day with a very positive feeling.
That's great, you guys. And see on my back, look. You just talked about the thoughts, actions, feelings circle, okay?
Oh.
You had a positive thought, and
Yeah.
reading said, "Hey, I want to read today."
Yeah.
Reading is good for our intellectual wellness, right? Reading. So the action, you came to the school and you read, and when you read for others, it made you feel good.
Yes.
Can you do this for us?
Yes.
Look, Mr. Luke, that's a
Am I
heart,
right? Am I
right?
right there?
So positive actions help our
Right.
social and emotional wellness. Now, you know what, our students,
Yeah.
when they hear you read,
Yeah.
you're doing a positive action in the community because that makes their emotional wellness, that raises their wellness, and it helps us achieve in school. Thanks for doing that.
That's wonderful.
So, I have another question for you.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear this. What inspires you every day? What inspires you?
To accomplish things.
Good one.
The first thing I do before I leave for work is make my bed. So already before I've left the house, I've accomplished something.
Wow.
Okay? It may seem simple to most, but to me, I like to have my bed made when I come back home from work, and I accomplish that in the morning, and so that's the start of my day of accomplishing things. It doesn't have to be a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't want to feel like I haven't done anything positive during the day. So I like to accomplish things.
That's an accomplishment. Hey, let's try that. Okay, Morgan County Scholars, you want to try that? When the first thing you do, when you get up, like Mr. Luke, let's make our bed. Okay, then we'll have accomplished one thing that day.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Who knows what else it'll be too.
That's right.
That's cool. Thank you. Now, I have one last question that wasn't on my list, okay? But here in the intermediate school, okay, this building, I remember when it was built, and you had just a little bit to do with that. Before we go, could you share how Warm Springs Intermediate School was constructed, how it got here? Because Morgan County Scholars, whether you're in kindergarten through 5th grade, when you come through the school, one of the reasons it's here is because of Mr. Luke Christie. Can you tell us why?
Well, back in the late 1990s,
Wow.
Morgan County was growing. We were getting a lot of families into the community, and a lot of families were having children. So we had a lot of children that needed to go to the schools. And the schools that we had were older, and they weren't big enough for all the students. So the Morgan County Board of Education, who I was a member of at that time, decided we need to build a new school.
Awesome.
So we went through all the planning, and we built a new school, and it's Warm Springs Intermediate School, and we also had the middle school built.
It's right up there.
Yes, right around the same time.
I remember that.
So it's a beautiful school, it's still beautiful, it was beautiful when it was built, and the whole community is very proud of it, and still is.
Thank you for doing that, Mr. Luke.
You're welcome.
Yep, and Morgan County Scholars, when you see Mr. Luke, you can say, hey, thank you for helping build our school. That's pretty cool. All right, I know you got to get back to the steak
Okay.
farm, right? We'll let you go. So let's tell everybody bye.
Bye, everyone.
Ready?
Thank
Have
you.
an awesome day. Hey,
Thank
watch
you.
this. Now do Shayla.
Bye-bye.
Great.
All right, cool.
So you make your bed every morning?
Yeah, okay.
I am a positive action kid. That's what I am. That's how I live. I am a positive action kid.